Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Alec, and I talk about photography, film, and everything in between. Today, we're going to be talking about Alex Buono's Visual Storytelling 2 workshop. So, let's get right into it. Alex Buono is a cinematographer who's been on the SNL film unit for a number of years. Other than doing SNL, he's also a documentary filmmaker and has shot TV shows, commercials, and feature films. So he knows his way around a camera, and he's a very good cinematographer. But one of the perks of being on the SNL film unit is that he has this wider range of genres of film to shoot and very little time. So he really knows his way in how to shoot a documentary or a rom-com or a cop show, anything like that. He really knows how to do it. And in this workshop, he really breaks it down and shows you how to do it. So he started the workshop off with showing us how he created the SNL 40 title sequence. This was super cool because he showed us all of the tricks and methods that went into actually creating it. And a lot of it was actually in camera. There were certain aspects that he just wanted to shoot in camera because it was the 40th anniversary and not have it be all special effects, which was really super awesome. Right after that, he showed us how he created one of the SNL shorts. For this example, he used the Maze Runner parody that they made. This was cool because he didn't just show us how he shot it, but he showed us how he broke down the script, created a shot list, and illustrated it, and how he was going to light it. It was super cool to see how he could do all this and how easy it was for him to manage. After that, it was demo time. He called up a few volunteers from the audience, and he showed us how to create this cool flickering light effect, which is one of the scenes in that short. So you actually got hands-on experience on lighting and putting filters and like all that cool stuff. So it was really cool with the hands-on experience that you actually got. The next thing that he talks about is something that we all need at one point. It's shooting in mixed color temperatures. And there's so many times when this has been a problem for me and I really, really hate it. So now I know how to handle it and how to make sure that it doesn't take all day and how it won't take a lot of manpower. There are a few tools that he uses, like a light meter that'll tell you how green or how plus green or how minus green it should be. And it's just really, really great to see all the tools and all the methods that he used to get to shoot in all these different mixed color temperatures. For this example, he used the Office Hobbit bit with Martin Freeman, and it goes to show how daylight and tungsten or how daylight and fluorescent don't really go together or how he was able to handle it. So it was super cool to see in an actual example of something that he's actually shot before. And he said he's shot this in other documentaries, and it's just how color correction won't handle it. You have to fix it in camera, otherwise it just really won't turn out all that well. You'll end up with green skin tone or like magenta walls. It just doesn't, color correction doesn't handle it. You need something to fix it in camera. Next was something that I was really intrigued about, and that was how he was able to shoot a car commercial or someone inside of a car. And we're so used to seeing this in movies, commercials, music videos, everything. We're so used to seeing this that you don't really look at the details. You just think, oh, they put a camera next to the driver. No, it's a lot more difficult than that. You have to position it outside of the car, and it's really hard to have someone drive and act. So there are many different ways to do this, including one of the ways that's called the poor man's technique, which I felt was perfect for me because I'm broke. But it was a great experience, and it's something that I will totally use in the future, because there are times when I've wanted to use cars and like wanted to shoot a scene of someone in a car. I just didn't know how to do it, and like I've tried getting into the passenger seat or driving really slow and I'm like on the hood, but it just doesn't work. So now I actually know the proper way to do it and the many different ways to do it, from when I have a lot of money and when I have very little money. So, that's good. I found my two favorite parts of this workshop were actually near the end. The first one was all about color correction. And normally the things where he was talking about it, he only allowed 15 to 20 minutes, but for color correction, he allotted a whole hour for this because he knew how important it was and he needed more time than 15 to 20 minutes. So with this, he showed us how and why to use scopes and how and why to use all of these different color methods to show, like, oh, that's a little bit off, but why? Like, I don't visually, like, I can see it, I just don't know what it is. It's like, oh, it's a little saturated, a little too contrasty. So it was really amazing because color correction is something that I've always had problems with, and there was nothing really like it that I could find on the internet to help me. So this was super, super fun, and I learned so much just from this little section, and it was all worthwhile. My next and probably absolute favorite part was his 2-hour talk on visual subtext, and to be honest, he went over this in the trailer, and I thought I really wasn't going to learn that much, because I thought in the trailer he kind of described too much. Like, he said the 7 ways of adding subtext and 5 ways of finding inspiration, so I was like, oh, well, I already know that. I was way off. This was absolutely mind-blowing. He talked about the color theory behind Breaking Bad, and, you know, The Last Emperor. He talked about how different colors mean different emotions, or how, you know, he was in need and he was wearing the color pink, like all of this different stuff, and it was absolutely incredible. He talked about finding inspiration and how Wes Anderson films he got inspiration from Norman Rockwell. It was just incredible. It was absolutely mind-blowing because I've seen a lot of the content that he was talking about. Like, I've seen Silence of the Lambs, Breaking Bad, Gladiator, all of this, and he talks about the costume design, sound design, and just hair and makeup, everything that goes into creating this visual subtext. And he talks about philosophy, how that can be inspiration. It was absolutely mind-blowing. Everything that he said was it was great, because I've seen all this stuff, but it just totally brushed past me. I never even noticed it. So that was super, super cool, and you can actually buy that DVD separate from the entire workshop. So I think it's only like $150. Definitely worth it. I highly suggest, if you're not going to buy the entire thing, buy at least that 2-hour seminar, because it is so worth it. Aside from Alex's talk, there are a bunch of reps from Canon and Felix Lighting and a bunch of other camera companies. So it was cool because I got to get hands-on experience with all this lighting and different accessories. But one of the coolest things was I got to hold and use a 7D Mark II, which is the camera that I'm upgrading. But even cooler than that was I got to use the new Canon C100 Mark II with a bunch of other cine lenses on it. So that was cool. That was pretty fun. And it was just something to add to the experience of the workshop. Okay guys, so as always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. It helps my channel grow, and it helps me out a lot. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.